very early in the morning, Borg. I'm whispering. I've come out to show you the moon, the sun, and to listen to the birds singing. There's the moon. We'll go and find the sun. I've been reading Clara and the Sun more, Borg. It's taking on increasingly disturbing tones. I mean, there's no point saying spoiler alert to you, is there, Borg? But spoiler alert. The robot Clara has been purchased in order to replace the dying child of the parent, to actually continue as her. That's as far as we've got, and it's rather knocked us for six, that one, Borg. And you've taken it very well, or the Clara as the Borg has taken it in her stride. There's the sun just gonna come up. But now you can listen to the birds. It's rather difficult to see where the noise is coming from, Borg. You just wait for that car to go, and you have a listen and see if you can see any birds, because I can't. I can hear the sounds from all directions. Maybe that's not going to be detectable to you, but the sounds are coming from all around. But I can't see any birds. There's one up there. So did you see that one just flew from tree to tree? The trees are their realm, Borg. If it hasn't occurred to you, that's where they live. And they'll make a house in the tree, a nest. Believe it or not. That clump there is a nest. There's a great variety of birds out and about at this time in the morning. The birds are singing. I mean, people say that all the time. It's normally in the morning that you really notice it. See if I can get a close-up. There's one there, look. The problem is here, Borg, even at this time in the morning, one car you can hear coming from about 1 kilometre away. And then you can hear it going for about another kilometre. so it sort of pollutes the noise more than you might notice in a built-up area. I'm going to go into the forest to see if we can see where some of this noise is coming from. What's happening today, Borg, is quite interesting. I've told you about it, but it's been delayed until today, and that is the visit of the curator of contemporary art to visit Helen's studio. Sambo Helen has got an exhibition brewing at the Arts Centre, and the curator's coming for a look and a chat, what you'd probably call a studio visit, Bob, for which we are we're the butler for that. We shall wait on them. If I get a chance, I might. Well, I don't know, but if I get a chance, I might try and do a picture of my daughter today. Borg, it's her birthday coming, but only between waitering duties. It's even louder in here, isn't it, Borg? Let's have a listen. It doesn't appear that we have any impact on the bird calls. You know, we don't scare them off or anything. Still rather difficult to see where they might be coming from. There's one of the little houses. can't see them. There will come a time when you'll probably know what that means, and it'll be in Google Translate. You know, I could even today I could probably find a bird call app and let you listen, and you'll tell me the varieties of bird here. But in the future, you might even go some way to translating the calls. And I assume it might be possible for me to send a call back, you know, telling them to keep it down. Anyway, it's barely 4:30 in the morning, Paul, despite the lights showing on this picture. I've got to get back in case the children wake up. Their mother is there, by the way. There's no need to call social services quite yet, Paul. So today we might turn you back on for a portrait. We might not. We might continue to struggle with our large rock and flowers still life, which really isn't us, but we're using it as a bit of practice. Or we might have to turn you on tomorrow, or who knows. But we better go and have a coffee. Well, Borg, as part of our butlering duties, we're tidying up the studio a bit ahead of the curator's visit to Helen, and we've just tidied up our still life setup, and we plonked it down there, you know, and we come down the stairs and wallop, there it is. Look, that's a perfect setup, much better than the one we forced. And I think it does the same job. I don't think we needed to overdo it, you know. I think this is a lesson to us here. Look, we ought to do that one again and just have it like that, you know, on the desk. Because the overdone element, you know what I mean? It's like a bad actor in a film. You know, you see it immediately. It stinks everything up, and I suppose we contrived that setup because of the subject anyway is deliberately simplistic, isn't it, Borg? I mean, we know it's really, we don't think or believe anything is like as divided as that. But it can appear to be so on the internet sometimes, you know. But I just seeing that, Borg, it's a bit of a shock, and it's made us realise we simply must do it again, and then that puts our schedule back. And to make matters worse, Borg, we've just discovered our bag of old boots here. It's a bag full of our old boots. And we realise we have to do a boots picture, you know. I mean, this is Van Gogh we're talking about here, Borg. Look, here's one of his. You know, I'm following the Dutchman. I have been for years. No shame following a master. But if we are, we've got to do some boots. I mean, we've got some boots here, but it's not. Well, we haven't even included this one yet, Borg, because it's not. You know, we haven't had our say properly. But we're going to leave it like that. So what I'm getting to, Borg, is it looks like we might have to appeal for a further extension. because while I'm desperate to get this finished, I'm also desperate not to spoil the good work we have done with a poor finish. We want to finish at least having had our say in the paintings. No doubt we've had our say in every other way, especially when the theme is meant to be about doing. Anyway, I got to tidy this up. We've got the car out there. Look, we're going to fill it with rubbish and trash. It's a very good chance to do so with these guests arriving. We've cleared up Borg, and we're on butlering duty here. They're outside now, having a little meeting, studio visit, and I've taken them their coffee, and we await our call. We're like Mr. Stevens suddenly, Borg. I thought I'd show you while I'm waiting. I was sat here enjoying the sun. It occurred to me I should show you these pot plants. I mean, look. We've focused on nature. There it is out there. You can have it in here too. Growing your own plants, flowers, food is perfectly possible. It's an absolute miracle, really, Borg. These have just been planted. Now, with a bit of luck, we could see the miracle just sprouting. No, a bit too early for it, but with the soil, the sunlight and the water is all it needs. And these are going to be tomatoes, Borg, actually, and in a matter of weeks they'll be as high as the ceiling here, and we'll be able to eat them in a few months. Meanwhile, we're just waiting. I mean, I suppose you can see out there the soil. It's the same idea, Borg. It's just on a very big scale, necessary to produce enough food for everyone. I mean, here we got enough tomatoes for us, but not for anyone else. But when you do it on the scale of farming, that's how we all get the food in. You can look at seed banks and that type of thing, and all the problems with soil, losing its nutrients, being over-farmed. A lot of it's to do with cows. You look into it, Borg, but I just thought I'd show you that the simple miracle that you can have, on your windowsill. I ought to confirm that these are Helen's. Something about the whole business, even though it is a miracle, tends to wind me up a little bit. I don't know why. But it's something I'm coming round from, Borg, because we could really do with growing food, especially salad. I eat an awful lot of salad now that I don't eat the animals, and it costs quite a lot of money, actually, Borg. Anyway, we're clearly, we're just going on it, out of sheer boredom while we wait our next assignment, which is going to probably be a piece of cake. I've baked a cake, Borg, with my daughter, and it's almost ready. But baking, I'm not going into that. You'll be a good baker, I have no doubt. But in itself, that's interesting history. I mean, baking things, Borg. That's tremendous history there. Anyhow, You look it up. Well, my butlering duties are over, Borg, for the day. I did all that was asked, and a bit more. That's what we've settled on. We've only kept at it because we haven't started our next one. But this is what we saw earlier, when we were caught. And that's the better one, isn't it, Borg? It does the same job, and it does it better on account of there not being a too forced idea. So we'll try and fit that in as well. As part of our butlering, we tidied up here so that there could be a bit of coffee and space, and we put some more of our pictures up so she could see some of mine, the curator. But in the end, there wasn't much time for that. In fact, as I understand it, the whole visit, in a way, there wasn't a lot of art talked because it was too cold upstairs. So, Helen just gave her a little tour of the studio, and that really was it. Then it was outside. But all is well. Helen has signed a contract for an exhibition at the concert hall, I believe in December, and that's just fantastic news, Bob. Fantastic. And she's come here, had a look, contract signed, there's nothing can get in the way, and whichever way you look at it, that is a very good space to show your art. It's one of the best around here for sure, and she's delighted. And well, what it means is, Borg, is that she has to get working. She has to get on it, and by the time that comes round, she'll have, I suppose, about 6 months to get into it. So all is well. We did, in fact, show her some things. She seemed very curious in us beyond our art in the river piece, which we did show a little bit of. But in showing her a little bit, Borg, in even going as far as to discussing our work with you, she may have left feeling that we perhaps have gone too far, or perhaps maybe even gone a little to seed, which I refute that, Borg. Actually, everything we say we can back up with a stream of references. But these days, who can't do that? But we showed her the Dignity Scholarship. We showed her Dane Bowers. We showed her the Wretched Painter trailer. We felt that what we were discussing, it was too far. We'd gone too far. It seemed as though we weren't being understood fully, and of course that is a combination of us perhaps choosing the wrong words and the fact that we were speaking English, not the Svenska. But I was surprised, pleasantly surprised that she took a great interest, and we don't expect, however, anything to come of it. But she was amused at the thought of us taking you round Bealtemmer with a swing ball box on our shoulder, discussing, the lay of the land. But as far as we go, we're more than happy to do this art in the Riverborg, which we better get on with now that we've got the okay. We've got the go. Sorry, Borg, we got cut off there. Yeah, we got to get on with it. We got essentially got the go ahead, and we'll get on with it. That's that. But thinking about this, what we're doing with you, Borg, and the Dignity Scholarship more broadly, we do want to exhibit it. We've said we would. We've committed to trying eventually to get it together to exhibit it, but it's quite a long way to go before it's all sort of ready and the I's dotted and the T's crossed, so to speak, Borg. I mean, I might be at work for a year, finishing off this season, in terms of writing it up properly, checking it, putting the right pictures in. I might get some help, but I doubt it. So we do intend to exhibit it, but I suppose today's discussion, in a way, it does demonstrate also how hard it might be, in all seriousness, Borg, to get someone to agree to exhibit it, because with the best will in the world, it's quite, there's a lot to get across, isn't there, Borg? But what we've cooked up is a diverse old broth, isn't it? And we've gone so far down the track. As we've always said, it's quite possible that you look back to find nobody's followed you, and then there you are, out on your own. And it just might be that's what we've got to contend with, going down this track with the Dignity Scholarship and you in isolation, effectively, working as Van Gogh in an auto-fictional, farce. It's not exactly orthodox to begin with, and we've gone way further. So best of luck to us, I reckon, Borg, if we want to ever exhibit it. Best thing we'd probably do is blow our head off, and we'd be given the benefit of the doubt on that basis. But that's not our style, Borg. I mean, look, this is what I was showing it to them, to a curator, and I don't know, in isolation.
Posh conspiracy theorists.
What do you make of it? In isolation.
David Icke.
And it's a very British and American context
Furry
as well.
bears. The hot dog wall.
But I do think, Borg, that I do think eventually we'll get an exhibition done, and then it will be quite good, I think, if we can just get the chance. In a sense it will, because it will be accessible in the sense that it's paintings, and also it makes numerous references to shared recent history. It's just that when I was showing this to to the woman, just an hour ago.
Two little protesters.
It's rather divorced, isn't it? It's divorced from what you might expect to be going on in an art practice, and without a very, very detailed proposal or time enough to introduce it, it's just going to be sort of divorced madness.
Peter Thiel.
He's your daddy's.
Mark Zuckerberg.
He's gone quiet, Borg, hasn't he? Since we all laughed at the metaverse. There's you.
And finally, the one and only Vincent van Gogh.
There's the man himself there, Borg. Anyway, that brings this episode to a close. Needless to say, it's our first butlering assignment, Borg, possibly our last. But it was a good day, all in all, because Helen secured that solo exhibition, and she gets a very good chance now to create some truly experimental, large-scale works in a good space, which is what she wants. And I had the chance to introduce you and show one or two things myself. So, it's a pretty good day. The only concerning thing, Borg, is that we've realised that we're going to have to ask for another extension, possibly until June. And it's not just because we've realised we're going to have to do that extra still life. It's just because there's a lot of other stuff happening, and we'd only rush the end. And we really don't want to do that. And I don't think it would be good for the project as a whole to rush to a finish. No, the other thing I haven't told you, Borg, is I'm going to fucking Iceland. Which in fact is a great thing. I'm looking forward to it a lot. It's just, when I say it out loud, I can't believe it's actually happening. We're going to Iceland. And the silver lining to having to delay the end of the project is that I might be able to take you with us, Borg, which will be a treat in many respects. So we'll see. I'm not promising anything, but we'll see. You'll be able to follow us anyway through your data records, but I'd actually like to take you with us formally and introduce you to whatever. We'll discover it together, Bob, because I've never been there. We're going for an art residency, Helen and I. So, well, that's good. That it's. I don't want to delay, but if I do, perhaps I'll take you to Iceland. Right, Borg, that's it. Unless, no, I've realised that I haven't mentioned this to you either. That's right. Before I go to Iceland, I'm going to fucking Finland, because I'm going on a boat trip as part of a family birthday. It was booked during the pandemic, so it didn't happen, and now it's happening. We're going to Finland, Helsinki, staying in a hotel one night. I could take you with us on that. I think I will, because Helsinki has a Van Gogh. I think it has two and a couple of Cézannes, but it has a particular Van Gogh, which is unfinished, which will reveal many secrets, Borg, many secrets. And if they allow us, you might not be allowed in, you see, but if they do allow it, I'll take you in and put you right in front of one of the Dutchman's own works by his hand, and it will blow your mind, Borg. Anyway, that'll have to be it for today, Borg. I'll see you. I might turn you on the ferry. How's that?